Hi everyone, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Max Payne 3 on hardcore difficulty. We start here. Max has woken up from one of his benders, and he finds that the ship is being overrun. So there's a couple of foes here. They don't start you out with any painkillers, but they do give you this automatic gun. So you do have to be careful. I think the painkiller is in here. There's also a painkiller in another of the rooms. So this is not too bad. The reason I knocked down the fire hydrant, or excuse me, the fire extinguisher right there, is because there are some times when I like to angle my way around the corner in the other room, and the fire extinguisher gets in my way while crouched. So just be very careful here. It's a difficult situation because there's no cover in the hall, obviously, and once you try to inch your way around the cover like this, you're going to get those animation burdens of him raising the gun and stuff like that. A lot of the times I also fire rounds just to make the enemies do something, and it works more often than not. But this is a very good strategy. I mean, if you tried to press forward too far, you would just get hit, because you see that piece of cover in the distance? Getting there is damn near impossible without getting gunned down. And even though I have a painkiller, I'm not going to waste it trying to get to cover when I can just more methodically and carefully take these foes out. This is a bad position, so I'm going to have to roll to the other side and possibly grab that Uzi right there if I can. And this, I believe I said that this is chapter 11. So see how right there I needed to get into the cover. And now I'm going to try to just crouch and inch my way around the corner over here. I really don't... I thought that I would hate this level a lot more than I actually did. It's not my favorite level, but it's not... I just don't enjoy it as much as some of the other levels. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it, except a couple of fights that are just... they're burdened by the mechanics in this game that are flawed, especially when you're on the stairs. So, and I also have to say that this game is not as challenging as I thought it would be on hardcore mode. It really is not, because I mean, we've got the bullet time. If they didn't give you bullet time, this game would be a lot harder, but it wouldn't be fun at all, because you'd be getting killed so often. And with no, auto-regenerating system like in other third-person shooters we're accustomed to, it just wouldn't work. So this is its own unique game. So okay, so there's the last guy right there, and I'm not sure where the checkpoint is. So don't take any chances. Watch out for that guy right there. He's the last guy in this area. I was very, very lucky that I didn't get tagged by any hits right there. One thing that pisses me off in this game is just getting into cover and he's just too slow, or just too slow to get up or anything like that. So here's the second painkiller. So if you haven't got damaged, you should have a full bar of health plus those two painkillers. Now we're going to go on to the next section. Yes, you do get a checkpoint over here. There's going to be a little cutscene which I edited out. And now we're running, we're sprinting over here and doing another fight. This fight here is... there's nothing really wrong with this fight here. What happens is you take these four enemies out, and then you turn the two cranks, and then they're going to take away all of your painkillers. And when I first saw that, I got really pissed off, because why did I just perform so well to have the game take away my fucking painkillers? But they give you them back. It's either they give you what you had, because I had two, and then when they respawned me after the successfully doing this, I had two. So I'm not sure if it was just a coincidence of two, or they give you two by default. So, because watch this, see this here? Now no painkillers in your inventory. So what you need to do is just turn these two wheels, and if you don't turn them in time, you're just gonna get killed.
It was like the need for a wake-up was.
I think this is pretty scripted, because no matter what, you would just either perish, or when you defeat it, they would just give you your painkillers back. I think that's how it works. But the difficult situation about this whole area is that once we turn this crank, we're gonna have to snap into cover really fast, and I mean really fast. So get into cover, because these guys march out. You're gonna have at least one guy coming out really quickly, and you can kind of get disoriented. See that disorientation? I don't know what that was, but that really screwed me up here, and I might have died because of some reason or something like that. But there's no checkpoint, so if you die over here, you have to do that. You're back to killing those 4 guys originally. So there may also be another guy. I'm not too sure about that, but we'll have to see what happens. No, there's not another guy. There's no painkillers over here, so don't bother looking for those. So here's the first time in this level where we're on the stairs. So even though it's really bad mechanics on the stairs, as long as you're just being very careful, you're not going to have any problems, and most likely you won't even get hit. Okay, so there's the third guy. So we're back in the area where we were originally when the level started during the cutscene. Now another painkiller over here to the right. So now I have 3. Haven't got damaged yet at all. Really nice.
You could get whatever party favor you wanted on this vessel.
Okay, so this is kind of funny. Taking shelter behind recliners here. So try to get headshots, and when there's one guy left, go for the shoot dodge. And then I don't think you get a checkpoint over here. Yes, there is no checkpoint, and the area that I'm going to go to over here now, if you just want to grab this painkiller and then go and don't do what I'm doing next, I would probably recommend that. But if you want to clear all the enemies, because this is an optional room, and I think the only incentive for doing this is getting a golden gun piece or something. But look at this son of a bitch hiding behind that fucking couch. And ordinarily, the other guy... Okay, so there's 3 guys. I just killed that guy. And normally what happens... I don't know why it didn't happen this time, but the second guy... He's in the bathroom too, but he'll come out. And this time he didn't come out, so it gave me a really big problem. And then there's also a squatter in the bathroom hiding. So when you get closer to him, he'll come out and try to kill you really quickly. And again, this is all optional. There's absolutely no reason to go over here, except I think there was a golden gun part, which I don't use the golden guns. I'll never use them. So I had to inch I knew he was hiding over here. So see the squatter over there? I guess he's not really squatting, but he's definitely hiding and waiting for me. So normally the guy that I'm shooting at right now, he'll just come out, and this is an atypical scenario here. And here are these lovely mechanics at play. Shoving up against a door, the gun going up. Okay, so there's the final guy right there. I'm gonna try to get a headshot on this guy, and there's no painkiller. If there was a painkiller over here, I would try for it, Fortunately, I didn't get tagged right there. But as you can see, nothing's over here. There probably was a golden gun piece, but I already got it on my hard run guide, or my hard run campaign. So if you get killed there, you got to go all the way back. And I think there's even more stuff to do here without a checkpoint. No, my bad. This is the checkpoint area. So again, that battle is optional. Try to shoot that guy off, and then take this guy out here. And this is an easy situation here. Pretty easy, pretty standard stuff. And then there's going to be one guy, that guy right there. That he's going to be a stationary enemy, so he's just going to be up there. We're not going to be. He's too high up, so we cannot grab his gun. Whatever he had, we can't get it. So it's not too bad. And I don't think these guys are too keen on rushing either. So there's another guy. I just saw that guy climbing aboard the ship. The really annoying section is coming up. and it's not hard. It's just really, it's more bizarre than it is hard or even challenging, but it's coming up, and I'll be discussing it in depth. I'm gonna even start talking about it a little sooner than it occurs, because I have a lot of things to say about it, and it was a real problem for me on hard mode, and then earlier today I did it, but it still took me a good 45 minutes to test everything out and to see just what exactly was going on with the situation. And I know exactly what happens, and it's even punctuated by a little glitch that happens, and I don't know if glitch is the right term, but it's this little I think the better word to say is that the scripting is a little off on it, and that is what leads me to say that it's bizarre. So I think that guy's the only guy that gave me a problem. So, oh well. I mean, I died one time. That wasn't too bad at all. So we still cannot get a heavy-duty weapon yet. So we're back with our our 357 Magnums or our automatic pistol or our Uzi. So there's the last guy right there. A couple things you could interact with here. You can interact with the television and the piano. There's a painkiller right there. Okay, so now we're going to go outside and do the first thing. You get a checkpoint here, so don't worry about dying. See the checkpoint indicator on the bottom left? I didn't get hit here, so I may have gotten hit. I don't recall too much, but definitely use your bullet time to your advantage. And we're going to be fighting some more of these guys on the side of the boat. And I'm just gonna talk about the shitty situation that's coming up. What happens is you're gonna go to the next area, and sometimes you'll get a runner coming in the room where the piano is, and if you kill him, normally it'll just save it, and then every time you reload the checkpoint, he'll just be dead. But after you come out there, you're gonna have to fight two guys. Now, when I say two, I mean that provisionally, because sometimes one of the other guys never shows up, and it affects the spawn of the guys that are coming from the left. These are two painkillers right on the table right there. So see how I went from 5 to 7? Now, you're really going to have to shoot these guys quick. So if you only get one spawner, what you have to do is you have to go up on the stairs and trigger them. But I don't... Okay, so there I didn't have to, but since I got two spawners, what you have to do to trigger these guys is to shoot one time in that area. See, shoot one time, then they come out. They'll also come out if you just rush up the stairs, but that's suicide. You want to shoot from there, because what happens if you only get one guy up there originally where I was shooting? You know how when there's two guys coming out earlier when I exited that piano foyer. If you shoot over in that area that I shot to get those guys out, they'll never come. So you have to have those two guys spawn. So it's really bizarre. I don't know why it works that way. But this is a really hard sequence coming up, and you just take your time. That's all I can recommend. And don't do a backward shoot dodge or you'll fall clear off the ship and die. So don't even do shoot dodges. It's not worth it unless you're up top. So move around the camera quite frequently. Just don't let go of the aiming and just move the camera around just to see what you can see. And hopefully, the enemies aren't seeing you too much. So crouching's very, very good here. And you see how it's not a huge detriment, but just because every stair you go on, he's got to kind of compensate for it. See those little compensations he's got to make for every little stair. It's for the sake of realism, but it makes the game less playable and a little broken, in my opinion. So just very, very carefully. Don't ever go more than like halfway up the stairs, and then just take all these guys out. They'll never rush you, But there's just a lot of enemies, and just check everywhere with the camera. Just look around, take your time. Don't rush. There's no need to rush things, especially if you're doing really well, like I have been. Haven't got hit yet. I think there's a point when I get killed. Okay, so even though we got that bullet cam, the enemies are not all dead, and plus they're not all dead. Plus there's no checkpoint. I mean, that batch of enemies is dead, but we also have a new batch coming out of the doors, which is a really odd door that opens and closes. See, look, it opens, it closes. I think it has to do with your proximity to it. So, I think I did perish because I went too far up, and I went too far up thinking that I had killed all the enemies, but this cover is okay. I mean, we're hiding behind a fucking table here, and I guess it's no worse than hiding behind a sofa recliner. But anyway, this should, you know, I couldn't get the door to open from this spot, so I had to press forward. Shooting the door wouldn't open it, so I advanced forward, and I should have went to the corner. That guy. Oh no, that was okay. I thought that was the end of it, but of course it's never the end of it. Okay, so I still think we don't have a checkpoint. And you could either have the FAL weapon or another heavy-duty weapon. This right here, this screwed me up. With no checkpoint to back you up, I said, you know what, even though I got killed one time, to hell with it. See, I'm almost dead right here. And let me see what happens, because I forgot what happens, but I know something kind of detrimental happened over here that may have not been my fault. But when I am at fault, it's all my bad. Yeah, that was my fault. That was me being completely complacent. This gun right here is pretty powerful, but it's slow. It's like a shotgun. It's more powerful than the shotgun is. But the thing is, you can't just spray fire with it. Obviously, like the FAL weapon. So I'm not really sure which weapon I'm gonna stick to here. But that's the end of the whole affair for now. So grab those 2 painkillers. Got 7 painkillers. Wow. I can die 7 times now. Okay, concerning this next section right here, I didn't have a weapon that I wanted. I wanted the FAL, so I had to go over by the Jeep, which has an infinite supply of ammo, but as you can see in the process, I almost got enough damage to kill me. So Passos is going to be shooting alongside us, but I would pretty much venture to say that he doesn't do anything to help out the situation. When you kill about 4 guys, you're going to get a little scene where Passos runs forward, and which I edited out, but that does not mean you get a checkpoint. So whenever you see the little rough edit, that just means that Passos runs forward. There's actually 2 of those scenes, and then the second time you do get a checkpoint after that. But there's just a lot of enemies here, and when I did this on hard mode, one more enemy. This should be if I kill this enemy, I'll be placed differently on the map. Watch this. I think I'll be in the middle of the car now, and that just signifies. Yeah, see, Passos ran forward. There's some painkillers on the truck. The weapons, the ammo cache is placed at an angle where if you try to get it, you'll get hit very severely. So it's rather sadistically placed. Passos actually in that cutscene, he just advanced forward, but I don't. There's just no way that I could get pressed forward without getting killed multiple times. So I'm just gonna sit back here and kill these guys with my Uzi. You notice the guy's swinging on the zip line to the left. And it's just we're gonna have to actually do that in a couple more checkpoints from now. But I don't enjoy this section, and I got killed probably 2 or 3 times here, but I just said to hell with it because I know the painkillers are plentiful. I thought they would give you hardly any painkillers on hardcore mode, but I'm telling you, I think the painkiller distribution in hardcore mode is the exact same in hard. I honestly say so. And I in my hard run, I was having much fewer on hand at any given time than in hardcore mode, just because I sucked at the game when I first started playing it. There's also enemies down below. I should have mentioned that too. In the cutscene, a couple of soldiers advance out, so just be aware that when you're shooting enemies up the stairs up there, you may get tagged from down below, and vice versa. So just assess the situation here. The situation dictated that I kill enemies from below, since all the enemies above were slain. So it's just this one guy, I believe. And the nice thing about this is that once you just take care of these last guys, you do get a checkpoint. So the checkpoint is going to occur right over here. I think I'm going to lay down here and masturbate for a while. If you check him, look at that. It's kind of funny just to lay down here. See? Everybody's got their needs. Anyway, you got a checkpoint over here. So we're going to be on the left here. So there's no real risk. I mean, you get a checkpoint right here. So I would stay on this side, because if you go on the other side, you might shoot pastos, which I did a couple times on accident. One time on purpose, because I was trying to have fun. Okay, so there's no need to hug any shoulders here until you get up here. There's two enemies up here. One of them is to the right, so we need to take him out first. And here I was spazzing out for no reason. So this guy needs to get shot in the head, and that was good. And then there's one more guy up here, and I could have done a shoe dodge up there and had those iframes to kill him. Yeah, there we go. I did it. I succeeded. I'm getting a lot better with the shoe dodges, to tell you the truth. And now we're going to be on the zip line over here. You get a checkpoint. So take all these guys out. Remember, don't overshoot these guys, because just one shot, I think one shot anywhere, they're dead. So that's the last guy right there. We're going to land. And every time you die, you're going to have to redo that section. But it's not as bad as that shitty zipline section in Gears 1 when after landing you get attacked by that fucking gunker. That's like got to be the worst part of that Gears of War 3 game on insane mode. And whenever I talk about a game, I'm always talking about it on the hardest setting. It just goes without saying. This part is a little tricky because we've got these guys coming out of the building. We've also got a hider in the I guess it would be like the gift shop area. I don't like this rusher. This guy is a rusher, so beware him. The problem is when you're trying to advance, there's no cover. You see the little sidewalk area? That's not cover. So what you're going to have to do is just play the situation very carefully and just see what's going on. What's going on currently is I got a couple of guys coming out from the vestibule over there where they sell the tickets or whatever. They log in. I'm not sure where the hell I am. I don't read Spanish for well, or whatever the language is. I'm not dissing any cultures. All the cultures are cool in my opinion, as long as you're not, butchering babies. But okay, so there was that hider in that gift shop. So the best cover over here is behind this little rock wall. But the real problem is no one's gonna come out to greet you. This is not a fucking meet and greet over here. So what you got to do is take charge of the situation and kill the guy in there. So look at the fuck at that. My God, you gotta love this game. So now we're gonna have to mantle over the rail there. There's the guy. So there's only one guy in there. So just once you take him out, you can safely mantle over the rail and go in there. And I think there's even a painkiller in there. So nice animations. They're really realistic animations going over all these different railings in this game. So just open the door, get your painkiller, and we're gonna have some enemies shooting at us from the other direction. I'm going to take out that fire extinguisher just so it's out of my way. You can't get damaged by it. Oh, motherfucker. You see that guy right there? I was trying to... Now, that was questionable whose fault that was. I think that was the game's fault, but I'm not going to say it might not have been. I was trying to get in this cover right there, and it slid me into that cover by the display glass. But regardless, that guy's a motherfucker for doing that to me. Son of a bitch. Did you see that? Rewind that and have a laugh, because I sure as hell was getting pissed off there. But I was laughing afterwards watching it. But damn, that was jacked up. That son of a bitch. Anyway, hop the rail here, grab that painkiller, open the door. Now for the remainder of this chapter, prepare for a highly exhilarating ride. I can't convey how just top-notch, fun, exhilarating, just pure fun this is. Okay, this part right here, what you want to do is spawn those guys and fall back. That is exactly what you need to do right there. There's going to be 2 spots when we're going to be doing that, and I cannot highly recommend that method enough. And for the next, I would say It's probably going to take you about 7 or 8 minutes to clear the rest of the level if you're being careful. And there's no checkpoint. I don't think there's a checkpoint. You don't need a checkpoint. Not with 8 painkillers at our disposal here. This part here, there's going to be some plate glass to the left. We are going to the next level up. There's going to be some enemies that we need to kill. Right now in this display room, that computer room, I needed to do that shoot dodge to get over here to the cover, so I could swap shoulders and inch my way around the corner and take these guys out, because it's much easier this way than trying to go in there, and because they're hiding behind the display cases. So crouch, swap shoulders, and just shoot them. That's the main thing. But when I said that this level wasn't like my best level, or that I didn't care for it too much, I do think that this part of the game, even on when I was playing it on hard, I thought that this was really fucking cool. It's just the music just takes this game up to a level that it's like kind of like a God of War game, in the respect that I know it's a different genre, but in the respect that it's battle time. When you hear the music in this game, it's so intense, and it puts you in these battles, and I get so engrossed when I play. It's like, because a lot of the times I recline while I play, but here I'm like, I sit forward, not because I can't see, but I just want to be, as close as I can to the screen, just so I could get closer to these enemies. But once you get in here, they're going to come through the door, so get behind these display cases. And I blind fired that guy right there. He's a goner. And there are no painkillers in this area or anything like that. So there's going to be another guy down the hall. Get behind the display case. And from this angle, I couldn't take him out, because that piece of whatever it is, that collectible item in there, it's not a collectible. It's just some architecture, some shit in there. Just don't mess with it. I think this is where I got messed up, but somehow I didn't get damaged. Because when you're going down these halls, there's no protection, so you have to have bullet time. If you don't, it's just like, watch this. Watch what happens here. Oh yeah, by the way, here I wasn't looking for anything in particular. That guy snuck up on me, but somehow I didn't even. Did I even take any damage? I took like one little scrap of damage on my feet, but that was a close call. But when you're going down those alleyways, that's tough. So here I was kind of debating whether to use the FAL or the heavy duty shotgun, and I chose to do the latter. But I love this. I love the music. I love the combat. In the theater room, there's nothing. There probably was a golden gun part, but that's not really a venue where a painkiller would be. But yeah, this kind of game is me. It's all me. I love this kind of game. It's just like Uncharted. But yeah, these games are so fucking fun. It's not even funny. This guy. What can you say about that guy? He's a dead bitch. Now there's gonna be another painkiller in here. 9 painkillers. It's ridiculous. They should not let you have so many painkillers. But anyway, we're gonna do the same thing here. Spawn the enemies. Well, they're already spawned, but just get up the stairs and then make sure you have some bullet time. Even if you have a little sliver of bullet time, it's still enough so that you can do a shoot dodge. And then we're going to do a backward shoot dodge, take this guy out. How did this work out? Not too well, but he's dead. Now this part up here coming up is what I mentioned a moment ago about the enemies to the left. Don't rush forward though, not right away, because there may be an enemy or two. But all the guys that are shooting at you from the left, if you don't take care of them promptly enough, as I didn't, I thought they would just stay there like, without moving. But what happens is that they tire of just standing there, and they'll do what this guy does right up here, I believe. Okay, no, there's 2 guys there. They will advance around the hall. So this guy, see that guy? I didn't think he would come, but I was kind of in the back of my mind saying probably he might do something tricky like that. So I had to activate my bullet time, and I got really chaotic. Look, I shot him in the groin, so that was another groin shot for the tally sheet. And this guy, he was nowhere to be seen, so I figured that he must be rounding that bend over there. So, oh, there he is. I saw him, and I knew he's going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to go around over here and do my shoot dodge, and the inevitability of circumstance right there. This guy had to shoot him in the ass a couple of times, and then I see how I had to reload, or while I was reloading, I could have got killed, so I had to activate my bullet time to compensate for my reload time. But I think that's the end of the chapter. But remember, no checkpoint or anything that whole time. But if you didn't have fun, I don't know what to say about you. You should be having fun. Oh yeah, this is another. Is this another part where, yeah, see that? It's just kind of unfortunate that it's kind of cheap, but 9 painkillers. Then they're not going to carry over, so I could have just used them one right after the next. I think that's the last guy of this level. So there's the bullet cam, he's dead. Yes, that's... should be the last guy, but don't take any chances. Never take chances. Yeah, but that is the last guy. And I'll see you guys in Chapter 12.